Well, hey, hey, hey. Hi, everybody. What's today? I almost forgot. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's technically Friday Eve. I'm Veronica Chanel, and welcome to the Lady Boss Show. This is a live show. The Lady Boss Show is on the live stream platform and also on the radio. So tonight I have a young lady. I have a woman that has a wealth of experience. Um, we everybody knows we're still in this pandemic. The virus hasn't gone anywhere, and we're trying to thrive. We're trying to make our environment as conducive as normal as possible. Everybody's trying to adjust. So if you had like a little hissy fit or a panic moment, I want to tell you before we get started, it's okay. The main thing is that you kind of get over that. You know what I'm saying? So, for those of you who are interested in the real estate market, those who was thinking about buying a home long before this pandemic hit, I decided to bring a real estate expert. This is not my realm of excellence. So I decided to bring in a woman who has a wealth of experience. I know she has an amazing track record, and her sales record as well speaks for itself. So if you have any questions for my guest, it's LaLa Key. I'm getting ready to bring her in. Feel free to post it, and we're going to get into having our discussion. Let me bring Laura in because we're going to be talking about the real estate market and home ownership as well. Should I buy a house during this pandemic? So let me bring Miss Laura in.
Hi, Veronica.
Hey,
How are you today?
I am fine. Thank you, Laura. Laura, she name is LaLa Key. Make sure I say it correctly. Thank you
Yeah,
for coming on the Lady Boss Show.
thank you for having me. I'm really excited about being here.
So, Laura, we want to start off by saying, because for those who may not know you, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have been in the business of real estate since 2006. I started my career in Denver, Colorado. And when I first got into the business, believe it or not, we had just hit that crash. And so
Mm.
everybody was like, "Oh, you got in at the worst time. What was wrong? What were you thinking?" And I say I got in at the best time because I got to learn all the stuff that a lot of people didn't
Mhm.
learn before. So the experts at the time didn't know about short sales, foreclosures, things of that nature. So I made it a point to learn those things. And from there, it just went on and on. And believe it or not, it was my father-in-law who got me into real estate because he was a well-known agent in New York City. And when I had lost my last job due to downsizing, he was like,
Mhm.
"You ready to hear me now?" So here I am, now licensed in California as well.
Wow. Now, I know, Laura, you use your social media platform
Mhm.
to talk about real estate I love how she show you the houses. She gives you like a grand tour where you don't even have to go there. We're going to get into that. But Laura, that was very smart.
It
You
was
did
also
something.
before a lot of people's time.
There you, you did something that believe some realtors are starting to do, but you were doing it long before, and you saved a trip for a lot of people. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I want us to kind of get into it. And for those who coming in, we're going to be talking about the state of the real estate market during this pandemic and should you buy a home. So
Mhm.
I have the real estate expert here. If you have any questions, feel free to post it, and Laura, I'm sure she would doesn't mind answering your questions.
Oh, not at
Um,
all.
yeah. So, Laura, tell us in your own word, how much has this pandemic has affected the real estate market?
It's really interesting, Veronica. You would think that everything came to a screeching halt. It did not.
Yeah.
It did not. I have closed two deals during this pandemic height.
Wow.
And one of them was 1.475 million. So
Wow.
it hasn't really slowed the industry down much. It's made people step back a little bit in
Hmm.
the fact that some of them are saying, well, hold on, wait a minute. First, I need to see what my job is going to do before I
Hmm.
move forward. But for those who are secure in knowing that their job is there and maybe now they're working at home, they still
Hmm.
qualify. And house prices are not dropping. Okay, they're not dropping. I mean, because I, like I said, I had the 1.4 million that sold. I had 6 offers on that, all over asking price.
6 offers.
6 offers during when we just started putting the mask on and all, wash your hands, and people were still like, "Can we come and see the house?" Now,
Wow.
how we do real estate is a little different.
It's a little different. Yeah, because of the social distancing. And that's something I told you I was going to ask you. So the prices, nothing, the value has not changed. They're
Well,
maintained.
just look at this. Like most of the time when you're buying a house, well, 99, 100% of the time, you're buying a house based on the comps, which means what has sold in that area of the house that you're going to buy in the
Mhm,
last 6 months to a year. And how
mhm,
does that compare to the house you're buying? Well,
mhm.
that hasn't changed. The value of the house is still there.
It's kind of like, wow, because but a lot of people are unemployed. So you would think it would be like, just stop at the moment.
I'm
That
taking
is
a listen
amazing.
today.
That is amazing. Now, Laura is in California. For those who just coming in, she's in LA, and she's still selling houses. She's still selling houses.
And I've got friends from back home in Kentucky still selling houses. I've got friends back home in Denver still selling houses. So I really haven't heard from any of my close
Mhm,
network that they've slowed
mhm.
down.
Wow. Lord, that's like that's a shocker because I was wondering have anything changed. So with the stay-at-home orders, I was going to ask you that too. With the stay-at-home orders in effect, whether it's you or like the federal realtors, what have they done to become more creative
Oh
with
boy,
trying to
we've
sell?
changed.
Hmm.
Now, let's talk about the safety aspect of it first.
Yeah.
um, because it's really important for people to know that that part is not business as usual. Meaning, we just can't pop in the car together and go to a house, and you can have your kids with you. No, for Los Angeles and California, our rules state that you cannot. Well, I wouldn't be riding anyone in my car right now. I would meet them at the property, and it would only be 2 adults with me. You can't bring children at all. Also, if it's my listing, I advise my clients, I need you to do some proactiveness. I need you to have
Mm-hmm.
some antibacterial soap by your sink, because I'm now going to be requiring buyers to come in and wash their hands or bring their
Mm-hmm.
sanitizers or their gloves. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need my sellers to now leave open that closet door, leave open a couple of pantry doors, so that people are not touching and feeling on things that they shouldn't be feeling on. So the way we show houses now is a
Mm-hmm.
lot different. And no showings, no mask, no showing.
Thank you. Some people just don't want to wear a mask. It is important to wear a mask.
It's
Of course,
mandatory
can
here
nobody
now.
force you? Yeah, but it's important to wear a mask.
It
Some
is.
people, I don't know why they wouldn't. So, like, are you guys do anything like virtual tours? That's something that I
Oh,
saw.
you know,
Mhm.
this is my favorite topic. Well,
You like that 360?
I love showing houses. Even when I'm not showing a house to somebody, I go and look at houses. So
Mhm.
years ago, I invested in a 360 camera. And at the time, Periscope was allowing 360 tours. Like, you could do 360 on Periscope. You still can do it on Facebook and other platforms. So what I would do, I would include that in my package. If my buyer couldn't be here because they were out of town, I would take the
Mhm.
360 camera, and all they have to do is touch and swipe, and they see everything from the ceiling to the floor. And
Mhm.
I started broadcasting that on any houses that I went to go see. So I was ahead of the game on that, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And now I actually have a lot of agents asking me, how did you do that? So I was like, this may be a side niche. I don't know.
See, I met Laura, for those who don't know the background, in the Paragirls group.
Yes,
Laura was on the leadership team, so she was all into social media, the tips, the tricks. Laura loves to sing,
I
and
do.
so if she don't pull you by her expertise, with real estate, she'll pull you by the singing. So you want to follow her on Periscope too. So I'm gonna put her Instagram handle and put a Facebook handle. She posts all of that. But
Yeah.
so so they're asking you, Laura, about the 360 on Facebook.
Yes. The
It's
agents now
3D
want to know
now.
how I did that. And it's
Mm-hmm.
basically a little camera that I put on top of my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk through and take my time. I walk through slowly so that people can look around, and it's like you're right beside me. You're really not missing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that has really been paying off. But as for real estate, they like to show houses and do open houses now virtually. And things like Zoom and things like StreamYards, we're
Yeah.
allowed to do things like this. Like I can have my lender right next to me, and I
Mm-hmm.
can be live, and people are looking at the open house, and they can say, "Hey, Dammy, how much money do I need to buy this down?" So everything is different now, but still available.
Yeah. Yeah. That is amazing. So kudos to you, Laura, for being smart and utilizing your social media platforms to bring in more revenue. See, that's
Yes,
that's
yes,
what you're supposed to do.
yes.
And Laura, she's good at it. I'm telling you, y'all need to follow her, especially as well as Instagram. So, Laura, let's talk about the home ownership. Now,
Yes.
I know you said you've been selling,
Mhm.
but let's be honest, is it really good? Because it's kind of like the news is throwing out unemployment rate. So
Yes.
how many millions is filing for unemployment in the United States? Is it really a good time to buy a home?
I get this question all the time, and
Mhm,
pandemic or not, anytime is a good time to buy. And let me tell you why. What people
mhm,
don't think about, they're always thinking about the bottom line in the beginning,
mhm,
but it's not the bottom line in the beginning. It's wealth building. Now, if you're
mhm,
looking to just fix and flip, you might want to hold off on that for a little bit right now, depending on what area you live in. Okay.
mhm,
But if you're buying for yourself, you're in it for the long haul. So
mhm,
you are going to live in your house at least 5 to 10 years. And real estate is a cycle. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down.
mhm.
So, regardless, you're always going to build equity with that. Perfect example, I purchased my home in 2002 in Colorado. It was a getting ready to go to downtime. I purchased it for like 173,000, and then
Mhm.
the crash hit. Okay, my house went down to 125. Well, guess what? We weren't planning on moving. That wasn't the plan. We were living in that house to keep it and make it an investment property. And here we are today in 2020, and my house is worth $375,000. So it
Wow.
depends on what you're going to do, if it's
Yeah.
going to be a good time or a bad time. If you're
Mhm,
buying for yourself to build that generational wealth now while you can, because you don't know what the future is. But if you're
mhm,
planning on holding it, you got a good time to come in right now. And matter of fact, right now, because of the unemployment and all that,
mhm.
there's not as many buyers who are out here looking. So you may not have as much competition.
Well, you know what? That's a good way of looking at it. I
Hmm.
didn't think of it like that. See, that
Yeah.
y'all, that's why I pulled her.
Hmm.
I didn't even think of it like that. And so, but is there still negotiations though with the
Oh yeah.
price point and closing costs?
Now that's what's changing, my friend. Now
Share.
before the pandemic, when it was all the way seller's market, and you were asking for closing costs and all that stuff, and they were like, "No,
Mhm.
I'll just go to the next buyer who's not asking." Now sellers are like, "You need help? Let's help you." So we're right in the gray area. See, there's three parts
Mhm.
to a market. There's a
Mhm.
seller's market when the seller has all of the control because
Mhm.
they're the ones who can say yes or no. Then there's the buyer's market when they are in control. Right now, we're right here at the balance. So you have wiggle room and playroom.
Oh wow, that
Mhm.
is amazing. I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought that up. Now I know you base your license in California.
Yes.
Are you able? So you can't really participate in any sales outside of that state, correct?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I
I
was going to
have
see,
a
wait, somebody gonna
really
pull
big
you.
network that all across the nation, and I have helped many people in many different states. When that happens, I have a referral partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little different than most people who refer business out. When I refer someone, you're still getting me because I'm still involved in the deal because I want to make sure that you're being taken care of. So you're getting both of us.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So anything like basically that home you showed us one time on social media, it was like over 1 million.
Yes.
Is that how I should have put this in the question list. How long are these homes staying on the market?
Not so long. Matter of fact, the one that I sold that I put on the market in March and we sold it
Mm-hmm.
last month, it was less than 45 days. And I actually looked at some inventory this morning, and things are still moving within 30 to 45 days in California.
Wow. That is amazing to me. That is amazing because they was talking about how the housing market is going to, and then but the renting aspect, people are not they're like staying put
They
at
are.
the moment.
They are. And actually, in LA, there is some craziness going on now with the
Mm-hmm.
rental thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and landlords are still trying to evict some of their tenants, and they can't do that. So
They're
they
not supposed
established
to.
a law here in LA saying, you know better. And if you don't make it right, the tenants now can sue the landlord.
That's good. You need some type of protection. You need to, and see stuff like that makes it even better to become a homeowner. You don't have to worry about somebody just pushing you out like that. There's someone had a question, Laura. That he said I see the 360 pictures on Facebook. He says that with a camera or the Facebook feature.
No, it's not a Facebook feed. Now, there's two different things. Facebook
Mm-hmm.
does have a really cool 3D photo situation, like you could take a photo and turn it into 3D, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
But actual 360 video where you can take your finger or your mouse and spin it around and watch the whole room, that is an outside camera that Facebook allows me to integrate into.
Mm-hmm.
Periscope used to do that. Now they no longer support it. So basically, my tours are either on my website or my Facebook business page.
Oh, that's neat. And Laura, you went live talking about too about help for those who are currently in their homes, but
Yes,
there you share some good information. Do you mind sharing a little bit of those who may not know? You mentioned about some banks that's willing to help, and I want her to kind of
sure.
go through it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. That too is a little topsy turvy, but here's my main thing that I need you to understand. And I cannot stress this enough. I love playing around and having fun and laughing, but I need to tell you in all seriousness, if you are struggling with your mortgage because of COVID-19, you need to reach out to your lenders now. Do not put your head in the sand. Some banks right now are allowing you to do a forbearance. That's not a loan
Mhm.
modification. Okay. That's a forbearance. That means for 90 days, they're going to allow you to not make a payment. Okay. Now, they
Mhm.
are also not supposed to report that on your credit as a negative effect to your credit. Okay. So
Mhm.
that's really important to know that you may have a little bit of wiggle room. But the downside to that is many are saying after the 90 days, they want you to pay all of it back in one lump sum. So my
Huh.
question about that is, how is that helping? Right.
Right.
But
Right.
out of mother necessity, let's let you know, hey, we're still in the middle of this. We're not even
Mhm.
over the top of the mountain with this thing, right? So I don't have any doubts that states, because states tend to be the ones right now who are taking control, but I don't also doubt that the federal government at some point will step in and create some type of product where that will be relieved as well. Do I have a
Mhm.
crystal ball? No, but then again, how much sense does it make to not make payments for 90 days and then have to pay it all back at one time? So before you sign any forbearance papers, I need you to read and understand and
Mhm.
document what you are signing so that you won't have problems in the future. It is there. Is it
Mhm.
perfect? No, it's not perfect, but it's there.
Yeah. And Laura, there's a comment that when you was talking about renting,
Mhm.
there's someone that says, so the landlords are getting the short end of the stick. Is that is that the new law?
You know what? I'm going to address that. I'm just actually like one of these people who want to tell you the truth. I don't like to
Yeah.
sugarcoat anything. You darn Skippy, they are also getting the short end of the stick because guess what? Most of your landlords have mortgage payments too. So if the renters can't pay the rent, then the landlords can't pay their mortgage. So you
Hmm.
see, this is a big cycle of what's going on right now. Matter of fact, here in Los Angeles, the Greater Association of Apartment Holders have actually put together a lawsuit that they're trying to bring against the city, saying that they're not being fairly represented as well. So how that's going to turn out, I'm not sure either. But I
You
would
know,
be in the same boat, Veronica. My beautiful home in Colorado, it's being rented out. Thank God. My tenant is an essential worker.
oh, look at that smile, Laura. She's like, hey.
Thank goodness. But no, it's the truth. And it's not fun. And it ain't cute. And it ain't like some candy. But it is what it is.
Yeah, this whole situation, this whole pandemic, is like it's hitting everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background is. It's hitting everybody.
Everybody.
And we are,
Worldwide. Worldwide. This isn't just
yes,
America.
worldwide. And it's like everybody just kind of like calm down and kind of brace yourself. But yet some people still like, give me my money, give me my money. So I'm glad LA stepped up and did that. I'm glad that, the
I'm proud
California
of
did
our state. I'm
that.
very proud of our state. There will be some people that disagree with me, and I don't care. I think Governor Newsom is doing a wonderful job with California. I think Mayor Garcetti, because LA is considered now the epicenter of all the cases because we have high numbers.
Yeah.
We have high numbers of infected and we have high numbers of death.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mayor Garcetti uh, is actually saying, yeah, other parts of California are opening, but we're not doing that yet. We're going to slow down a little bit until we see these numbers kind of come down a little bit.
That is smart. That
Smart.
is smart. You
I don't
gotta
want to
open
get sick.
some.
Nobody wants to get sick.
Right, but I'm in North Carolina, so people are protesting and
Here,
trying to apply pressure to open up because some say, "Well, I'm losing money." I can understand from business perspectives, but if you're sick and you don't know how your body going to react to it.
and you
You
don't
know,
know if you're just carrying it around and you're not getting sick. I can't imagine how I would feel if I made somebody sick and I didn't know that I was carrying it.
right, and you're living, you're fine, no symptoms, and they're like can't breathe, and then they're gone.
Yep.
I can't have that on me. I don't want to have that on me. I'll
I,
be look, Laura. I'll be repenting like every 5 minutes, because I
right.
feel responsible, for taking them out.
I know. I mean, I bless everything I walk into now. If I have to go into a house, I'm like, bless this house. Jesus. I don't want nobody to get sick. I mean,
Nobody.
it's a horrible thing. I mean, we're all going through it together. We're all wading through it together. So
Mhm.
I can't imagine. Oh, I'm so grateful that I have a husband and I to just,
Mhm.
we banter off of each other. And it's funny
Yeah,
because I'm a hugger, Veronica.
I know you are because
I
you
am
call it. She
a
says
hugger.
sugar.
And so one day we found this man's dog in our neighborhood and he had a little tag and I picked him up because I'm a dog lover and he looked just like the one that I had just lost. And I was like, oh, let's find his owner. And I picked him up and the owner comes running and he's got his arms wide open. And my husband said, don't do it. Veronica, I can't, like, it's a hard world for me to navigate because I hug people.
Yeah, and the owner said, "Don't do it.
No, the owner was fine. It was my husband who said,
Don't
step
do
right
it."
in
Your
front of me
husband said,
and
"Don't do it." Don't do it. Look, we have a comment here. He said that he is at I'm a high risk due to medical conditions.
hi, DJ Willie. How are you, sweetheart? Yes,
That's
you are.
that's
Yes, you are.
understandable. And then he mentioned that
What
his
about
mom.
those who they call the invisible sickness? Like people with lupus or MS. They don't look
Mhm.
sick because society thinks you should look sick. No,
Oh my God. I'm so
silent.
glad you said that.
No way. No way. I've got
Just
too
because
many
we
friends
put makeup on, does it look like we're okay?
right. Just 'cause you look okay doesn't mean you are.
Right, right. And so Laura, if anybody want to get in contact with you, I don't know if you're doing consulting or anything, because you Laura I looked at your link. You have a host of things going on,
I do.
especially in business.
I
So
teach
please
first
share
time
that.
home buyers classes and everything because I think it's really, really important for you to be educated. And not just on the buyer side, but on the seller side too. You may be a first time home buyer, but maybe you're a first time home seller too, and you don't know what to do on that side.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's real easy to reach me.
Mm-hmm.
I am known as the Realty Goddess. So you're always going to be able to find me on any social media that way. But you also can reach me at bit.ly/Laura Key Info. And that's LauraKeyinfo. You can find me anywhere. And just look up Realty Goddess on Google. I'll come up.
Yeah, she literally will. You even get her Periscope handle. She literally. Thank you, Laura, so much for
It was
coming.
so fun to talk to you. Thank you for having
Yeah.
me. I really appreciate this.
Oh, you're welcome. Because when it comes to real estate, I said, well, who am I going to pull? Laura, because I know she don't mind live streaming. She loves it.
I love
And I know she has the experience. I know her. And so I said she's the best person to get to. Now, what you just shared with us, that's not just for California, right? That's
no,
just
it's
basically
for
the
everywhere.
United States.
Everywhere. Everywhere. I
Okay.
have I have sold in Kentucky, I've sold in New York, I've sold in Seattle, I've sold in Denver, like I've a lot in Texas. Like I said, my network is strong, and those who I network with know that they don't do this without me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like
That's
that.
important.
You got a strong network. So
Mhm.
if you're interested after this, live, want to talk to Laura about something, go in her DM. She don't mind,
Okay.
and look her up on social media, especially on Instagram and Periscope and Facebook. And I'm sure she will help you out. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I'm watching the Lady Boss show today. Thank y'all so much. And for those who are going to watch the replay, thank you so much. Feel free to share this out, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week, hopefully, if she's okay, so we can talk, have a conversation about beauty next week, ladies and gentlemen. We're in
Ooh.
a pandemic, but we don't want to go down, Lord. We trying to she
A
said,
simple exercise every day.
walk in something, step up, wait something. We trying to keep it all together. You don't want to come out of a pandemic and be like, okay, I don't let myself go.
You don't want to come out of a pandemic looking like a pandemic.
Don't start. We don't want to do that. We want to look, nice. So when everything gets hopefully get back to normal, we still look like our young lady self, our young men self. So join the Lady Boss show next week, hopefully, God say so, where we can have a talk about someone put cheers. Look at this. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Cheers.
We're gonna have a little chit chat about beauty. So thank y'all for watching us. Smooches, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.